Namaskar friends. A lot of people in this world are facing physical disabilities related to eyes, related to ears, related to limbs, related to brain. So it could be blindness, it could be low vision, it could be deafness, it could be motor impairment, it could be cognitive issue related to brain. So these disabilities act as an obstacle to access information on various websites or web portals or web applications. So various countries have now recently passed a legislation related to accessibility to make information accessible to everyone equally without any regardless of any difference. For example, recently Canada has passed a law called AOD, Accessibility for Ontarian Citizens Disability Act. Then we have America, they have ADA, they have ACA, Section 508. Israel has their own standard, own legislation, set of guidelines. Europe has their own set of guidelines. So accessibility is more visible from last couple of years, and now these countries have passed strict laws for making information and services accessible to every citizen of world equally, regardless of what kind of disability they have, what kind of physical issue, physical problem they have. So I am working in IT sector from last 12 years as a webmaster, and I have worked on different kind of technologies, different organization, different brands to make web aesthetically better for our users. But now I also think of making my website, my web pages, the web information accessible to everyone. So let's talk about AODA as an example. AODA is a legislation passed by the Ontarian government, and it is related to web, making web more accessible to people with users with disability. So how to make web accessible for users with disability? There is a set of guidelines provided by AODA, and under each guideline there is a set of criteria. So we have to verify our UI, verify our design against each of these success criteria. So there could be more than 50 success criteria that we have to verify to make information accessible for people and users with disability. So let's talk about what kind of challenges people face and how web accessibility can solve that. So people who have like low vision are not able to see colors, are not able to identify few things on the web pages, few component of the web pages. So it is our duty to make the website, the web pages accessible to them by providing these capabilities, providing capabilities that can help them change the behavior of web page, like changing the text size. If I can't see the text on the web page, I can resize the text, zoom in, zoom out the text. I can change the colors if I am color blind, so I can change the color as per my needs. I can change the behavior of web page as per my needs. If I can't, like I have problem related to brain, I have some kind of a cognitive disorder, less attention span, or I can't focus on things, so I should be able to switch off any flickering animations that trigger seizures or any other problem or that disturbs my mind. So I should provide facilities, capabilities. For example, I should provide capability to change cursor size so that I can see where is the cursor on the screen. I should be provided to navigate through a tab and providing focus on particular component of a web page, so that when I click on tab button, so I should be able to see where my cursor is. So that is something that can help our users with cognitive issues. Then if somebody is deaf, so we should provide them subtitles on videos and transcripts for audios on the web pages. Then there could be a person who has problem related to handling mouse. So for those people you can provide a keyboard functionality, keyboard navigation functionality, so those person can navigate to the web pages through tab button or through very few buttons of the keyboard. So in this way, accessible web pages help our users with any kind of a disability. And if we think about these users, if we think about the users with disability, then web will become more accessible, and your business opportunities also can increase if we think about accessibility. So there is I have talked about blind people, I have talked about people with low vision. So for blind people basically use screen readers to navigate to web pages. If I am using Chrome, I will use Chromevox. If I am using a Windows, I can use a desktop application like JAWS. So these are basically screen readers. If I am blind, I will use screen reader to navigate across the web page. And I have to, as a web developer, it is my duty, as a webmaster, it is my duty to make changes to the code so that screen readers could understand which components are there on the web page. I should assist my users to fill up the forms. I should assist my users to help them shop easily from e-commerce websites. It is my duty to help users with disability to navigate easily through my website, through my web business. So this is about web accessibility, and there are various level of web accessibility: level A, AA and AAA. So most of the countries like Canada wants accessible web by 2025, and by December 2020 they wanted each of the public sector and private sector organizations to file compliance report, to submit a compliance report to their government. So accessibility was my dream few years back. I wanted to make my web page, my website accessible to everybody, but now you can find a lot of components like Google Lighthouse to check your web pages against accessibility and make it compliant. Most of the things that people consider are providing descriptions for each of the component that we have on the web page. So we have to consider everything to make 100% accessibility of website, 100% accessibility of our web applications. So thank you so much for watching this video. Make the web accessible, make the public sector and private sector services accessible to everyone, regardless whom we are serving. Thank you so much. Namaskar.